Hardcore Henry is one of those movies that we've seen for a while, and it's kind of hard to believe that it exists. It almost looks like an April Fool's type prank, like a YouTube video that's kind of exploded into some big screen kind of experiment. And that's not a bad way to describe the end result, actually. This is a really insane, crazy movie, and it's a little bit more than that because we've never had a full 90 minutes in first person like this, especially at this velocity. This is a non-stop action flick with lots of insane moments, lots of moments where you're laughing and lots of moments where you're kind of just scratching your head in disbelief. You're definitely wondering how the hell they conceived of some of these shots, how they actually applied that kind of thinking to the mechanics of shooting and building all of this stuff. There is a story here. It's a loose one. It's not one that is going to feel very dissimilar from many video games that you've played before. Basically, you wake up on a hospital bed and your wife is standing over you and she's putting robot parts onto your body and telling you that you're lucky to be alive. And then all hell breaks loose. We've got stormtroopers that sort of bust in and everybody gets shot up and everything goes to hell and you escape. And your wife gets stolen from you, and the whole movie is basically a chase to survive and a chase to win your love back. And along the way, you run into many, many variations of Charlton Copley, and this movie almost feels like an audition reel for Charlton. It feels like he's trying to put on every accent that he knows and play every kind of character that he can. And I gotta tell you, I love that guy. I think he is never boring, Charlton Copley. He's always interesting. He was hilarious in the A-Team. He was incredible, of course, in District 9. I even liked him in Elysium. This guy is just fun to watch, and every time he pops up on screen, you know, he doesn't maybe create a full, rounded, fully fleshed out character every single time he's there, but you can't take your eyes off him. And it's good because as a first-person mute character, Henry doesn't speak in this thing. You need to bounce off of somebody. You need to be able to look at another actor and see, you know, that they've got some life in them and that they've got some chops and some ability to perform with you. And I gotta say, most of the actors in this movie, including the big bad guy, are kind of fun to watch. There's some pretty crazy kind of magic type effects where actors are being lifted and thrown around. You as Henry are actually lifted up and thrown around, so you're wondering how the hell they did the wire work on all of this stuff. There are some time jump cuts in here, which will be very familiar to anybody that watches anything on YouTube. So it's a little bit discombobulating, and certainly, you know, when Henry leaps off of a building and does some flips and rolls and stuff like that, you may start to feel a little queasy in your belly. Don't eat a big lunch or a big dinner before you go and see this movie. But I think, you know, all in all, it was pretty elegantly handled. This was obviously an experiment. It's obviously a look into the future for how movies like this might be made, especially for VR headsets. And I have to say, beyond all of that, it was actually fun. It was just a, you know, self-aware, charming, crazy, action-packed experience, and I think you know, the poster and the trailers have done a very good job at giving you a taste of what's to come in this thing, and I think you should go check it out, particularly if you've been curious about how a movie like this might play out, you know. And it also kind of makes you think how all of these first-person shooters that we love, the Dooms and I know there were some first-person moments in that Doom movie years ago, but this might actually lead to an interesting kind of subgenre of different kinds of television and movie projects, and I don't mind. I mean, I think the thing is gimmicky and it might get a little bit tired and boring, but as a full and I think first 90-minute first-person escape like this, Hardcore Henry is worth your time. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.